meeting of the 87th session of Old Dominion University Student Government Association. For those of you in the back who don't know me, my name is Andrea. I am the Speaker of the Senate. The time is 3:09, and we're going to get started. All right, so today, the order of business, we're going to start with the adoption of the agenda, followed by quorum, followed by new business, in which we will discuss the rules bill, and then we'll have a new senator induction. Then we'll have the president's and vice president's report, the treasurer's report, the advisor's report, the Senate committee reports, the reserve seat report, public comments and announcements, followed by adjournment. Are there any motions on the floor at this time? Yes, Senator Ho.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the financial bylaw bill be added to the agenda before the rules bill.
There's a motion on the floor to add the financial bylaws bill in front of rules bill under new business. Is there a second? Any opposition? Excellent. Senator Jacobs, would you mind making that present?
Thank you.
Is there another motion on the floor at this time? Yes.
I motion to approve the agenda and you stand up. Yes.
Do you also want to?
Yes. I motion to approve the agenda.
Is there another?
And open the 87th session.
Thank you, Senator Thompson. There's a motion on the floor to approve the agenda and open the 87th session. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? All right, this agenda has been approved and the session is now open.
Point of order.
Yeah.
It says Speaker Jordan Smith besides quorum.
It's already been approved.
Yeah, it's already been approved. Wait, that's crazy. Just put my name in there.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, so today we met quorum at 12. Get on your fellow senators, tell them to come to Senate. Okay, so we will start with new business. Senator Jacobs, would you mind bringing up the financial bylaw bill, please? And will the chief sponsor of this bill please come forward at this time? Rafa, that's you. We're doing bylaws. Oh, just kidding. Is it you? Are you chief sponsor? Yes. Oh, never mind. Yeah, my bad, guys.
All right, well, this is just an update to the previous financial bylaws. The major changes are the reallocation amount has been changed to 500. The contingency amount has been changed to 1,000. The reallocation amount has been changed to 500. The contingency amount has been changed to 5,000. There is a safety net clause where if an organization completes all of their points of standard, but they don't submit their if they don't submit their budget on time, they can get up to 300 in total for their budget. And the deadline for the 50% rule was changed to the last day of fall semester.
Are there any questions at this time for the chief sponsor of this bill? No? No questions? Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion at this time then? Yes, Senator.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to motion to fast track this bill.
There's a motion on the floor to fast track this bill. Is there a second? Any opposition? Since there's no opposition, we will now fast track this bill. Senator Jacobs, will you please bring up the next order of business, the bylaws bill? Not the bylaws, the rules bill. Whew. First Senate, guys.
Point of order, Madam Speaker, you need to vote for the first time on the bill before you can send it to fast track.
Kidding. So is that?
You have to send it to first reading status, fast track to second reading status.
So are there any other motions on the floor at this time? Because we have to move it to second reading status before we can fast track it. So is there a motion on the floor at this time? Senator Ho.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I motion to move that bill to second reading status.
There's a motion on the floor to move this bill to second reading status. Is there a second? Any opposition? Excellent. This bill is now in second reading status. Are there any other motions on the floor at this time? I think we need to re-fast track it now, right? No, never mind. Just kidding. Next order of business the rules bill for the 87th session. That's me. So last week during the mock Senate, I kind of went over everything. I'm changing some stuff. I guess I'll just briefly go over it again for those of you who weren't here. The biggest changes I can think of are I'm allowing laptops in Senate. However, I'm not allowing phones. And while someone is speaking, your laptop lid should be mostly closed out of respect. Let's see, what did I change? Also, there's a new system with like making motions. Obviously, that won't be enacted this week. But I expect everyone to like send motions that you want to make to bills ahead of time. That way their Senate it'll go a little bit quicker. And we can also, like if something needs to be fast tracked, we can see that ahead of time, and it's also going to make everybody read the bills. Let's see, I think that's pretty much everything that was like different, to my knowledge. Zach, am I missing anything?
Apart from the extra signatures for new senators.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So last session, signatures for new senators was 25. We bumped it up to 50 this year because if you're supposed to be representing the student body, you shouldn't have any problems getting an extra 25 signatures as you're joining. I think that's everything.
Letter of intent as well.
There's also a letter of intent. Yeah, that's just the application. Yeah. Okay. So is there a motion? Are there any questions for me at this time? Yes, Jess. Senator King.
On the rules bill, it states that you have to submit your motions prior to the meeting. If there are motions that you'd like to make in the meeting, are you going to deny them?
No, I'm going to have like a brief 5-minute period to make so that like if you need a debate, if you want to like move it to second reading status, et cetera, that can be done at that time. But it's just because like all these little things like grammar fixes, like those like friendly amendments, those can be done ahead of time. You know what I mean? Are there any other questions at this time? Is that a question? Okay. Does anyone like to make a motion? Senator King.
I make a motion to move this to second reading status.
There's a motion on the floor to move this bill to second reading status. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? All right, with no opposition, this bill has been moved to second reading status. Are there any other motions at this time? I need to fast track it, for example. Yes, Senator.
I motion to fast track this bill.
There's a motion on the floor to fast track this bill. Is there a second? Any opposition? Excellent, this bill has been fast tracked. Okay, the next order of business. Senator Jacobs, can you bring up the agenda? Okay, and the next order of business is the new senator induction. Will Mr. Hammond please come forward? As well as Chief Justice Ron. New senator induction. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Oh, it's not on, huh? All right, well, I don't need a microphone because I'm really loud already. My name is Ron Rugg. I'm the Chief Justice. Today we're going to be inducting
Samuel Hammond.
and I'm going to give him a few minutes just to talk about himself. I'm going to put you on the spot. So,
Okay.
Go ahead.
My voice is soft there. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Samuel Hammond, a sophomore here at Old Dominion. I study economics and finance. I am in Actus. I lead Bethel Campus Fellowship and Bible Studies on Thursday for anyone who wants to come out to that at 7 in the Williamsburg room. Also, I'm just excited to move forward and influence the campus. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
Samuel Hammond.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
to vow to uphold
to vow and uphold
the vision and mission of Old Dominion University
the vision and mission of Old Dominion University
through my service to the student government
through my service to the student government
the entirety of the student body,
the entirety of the student body,
the university,
and
partially execute
partially execute
for the welfare and representation
for the welfare and representation
of all students
of all students,
the duties of senator
the duties of senator
as prescribed by
as prescribed by
the Constitution of the Student Government Association
the Constitution of the Student Government Association
and the Old Dominion University Student Conduct Policy.
and the Old Dominion University Student Conduct Policy. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys. All right, so next on the agenda, we have the president's report.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing?
Good.
Wow, that was really weak. Come on, guys. I know we just came from Labor Day. Let's try that again. How are you guys doing? There we go. So first, I just want to extend my offer once again out to everyone this time. Whoever brings the most people to Senate I'm going to extend it for one more week. Within the next 2 weeks, I will personally take you out to Fellini's and buy you dinner. So that means next week, I want to see that entire gallery full and packed. So whoever really wants that dinner will try very hard. I had a meeting earlier with my Director of Legislative Affairs and Diversity. We met with Renee Dunman and the President's Task Force on Inclusive Excellence. And currently they are looking for student facilitators for our event on Thursday called Community. Basically, it's an event it's like a student-led discussion about events that have happened over the summer. So if you're interested in those events, please reach out to either myself or Jamila sometime throughout the rest of the Senate, hopefully afterwards. And there will be free lunch, so you want free food, go for it. Also, James, we have 3 spots left, right? So if you are interested in really becoming part of SGA, there are still 3 open spots left for our SGA retreat. So the application can be found on Monarch Link, and from there, you guys can just fill it out, and it's on a first come, first served basis. So whoever gets there first gets the spot. All right, thank you guys.
Okay, the next order of business is the Vice President's report.
Hey guys, I guess the only thing I'm really announcing is the SGA Fall Retreat. We're going to Camp Silver Beach on September 15th, leaving at 3. If you haven't already filled out the travel and participation waiver, make sure you do that. I'll send another email to everyone who already signed up for it with the link to that. And I hope everyone had a great first week back.
Next we have the treasurer's report. You said you didn't have a report though? No, okay, so. And Ron, do you have a report this week?
I do not.
Ron also doesn't have a report this week. This is me. Oh my gosh. Okay, all the prospective senators in the back, if you guys want to introduce yourself to me afterwards, just come up to me and say hi. Yeah, and then we can talk about SGA stuff and how to join and everything else. That's it. Julian, do you have a report this week? You do have a report.
Hello, everyone. Just want to say it's good to see everyone here again, and to see all the new prospective senators in the back. Just to let you know, I know y'all don't have templates yet. I'm going to get those fixed this week, so we can all have new ones this week. And just a reminder that to do your office hours this week, they do start. So just get those done.
And the next order of business is the Director of the Administrators Affairs Committee. No report. Are you sure you don't have a report? Okay. The Finance Committee. No report. Legislative Affairs and Diversity. No report.
No report.
She said no report. Off-campus life.
Well, I'll come up and say hello. So, hi guys. How's everybody doing? My name's Courtney. I'm the director of Off-Campus Life.
This is my second year going around. A couple of things we're going to be working on this year, actually. One cool thing is we are going to be creating like a video of different aspects of off-campus. My committee and I will be kind of like creating sort of like a script. So different aspects, including like living off-campus, how to find an off-campus roommate, putting it in a video, and then it'll be going around school so people can see that. Another cool thing that we will be doing is some form of an initiative with community engagement. We're going to be partnering with Leadership and Student Involvement. They are doing Make a Difference Day. It's going to be the last Saturday in September. If anybody's interested, wants to help out, being involved in the community, kind of shine a brighter light on ODU, please come and see me, and have a great semester.
Thank you, Courtney. Public Relations and Recruitment. Oh, excellent.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks. My name is Brandy Campbell. I am the Director of Public Relations and Recruitment. I kind of have a lengthy report. I'll try to be as quick as possible. So part of my duties is to hold an open house every semester, which is pretty much an opportunity for students to come into the office, meet our lovely selves, and possibly join SGA. So good. I'm aiming for Wednesday, September 27th from 12:30 to 2:30. I'll have more details to come probably next week, but it's, like I said, just like a meet and greet opportunity. So it won't be too big, but if you're in the office, definitely be prepared to meet some people. Next is I've appointed a new historian. He will be here next Tuesday. He's working out his class schedule. His name is Christopher Wynn, which is kind of funny. Yes, there'll be two. So yeah. All right, Pride Patrol will start next Friday, September 15th, and we'll be holding it bi-weekly this semester. Probably do 12 o'clock, but I got to talk to my committee about times before I confirm that. My goal is to have the composite complete before the end of the semester. I know exec is taking their pictures today. Later in the semester, I'll do Senate photos once we have more senators. What else? My office hours are up there. I reorganized the storage with the help of some lovely senators, so shout out to them. I will be registering for homecoming contest, but I'll probably create a poll and send it to you all so I know what contest you want to participate in. So I'm not signing up for things and no one's really interested in participating. And then SGA date, I'm aiming for Thursday, March 29th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. More details to come with that as well. If you're interested in joining my lovely committee, I unfortunately have a 4:20 class, but hopefully this is over soon. So don't hesitate to walk up and ask about that. Thank you.
Okay, just skip this one. Student life.
Yes, I got it.
Hello, my name is Stephen Greiling. I'm the Director of Student Life. So our committee meeting is actually today from 5 to 6, so if you're interested in joining our committee, we'll be meeting today. We already have some legislation that we're going to be working on, so if you want to help write some legislation early on, we're going to be starting that this week in committee and kind of going over some big objectives we have for the year in this committee. With our committee, we'll have town halls throughout the year. So like we're going to discuss when we want those to be, for each semester. So if you're interested in helping pick the date and plan those as well, we'll be talking about that in committee today.
Wellness and sustainability.
My name is Chris, and I actually do have a report. So I'm working on a couple things right now. I've been meeting with Wendy White, who is the sexual violence director at ODU, and we're having the Big Blue Take Back on October 13th. And right now we're working on just like getting sponsorships for this event. If any of you guys can come meet with me and talk to me about it so that I can spread the word even more. Right now I'm trying to get a hold of the Dance Association. So again, if anybody in here is a part of that, let me know so that they can hopefully perform at the event. Also, another thing I'm working on right now is a wellness activity. So I took wellness and programming last semester through my major, and I've already met with my professor, and I'm going to be meeting and going to their class and presenting my idea to them. So basically what we did was create a wellness activity that they think or you think is going to benefit the university. And my idea is to kind of not only create that idea, but actually bring it to campus. So they do this at other universities, and I'm just I'm still brainstorming right now on like how to get it started. But this week I'm going to be going around campus and taking a needs assessment and a poll around campus to see what people really want to come and like happen here, and then putting that into my PowerPoint and displaying it to the students so that they know kind of or have an idea of kind of like what students want around the campus. So that's one thing that's another thing I'm working on. And if you want to join my committee, we meet before Senate at 1:30 if you want to be a part of what I just mentioned. That's about it.
Any advisors?
Sure.
Good afternoon. Hello. Thanks. My name is Dr. Kiwana Perryman, and I am one of the advisors. I am the LSI liaison, that's Leadership Student Involvement. So if you have any questions about all things student orgs, getting involved, service, please feel free to just meet with me in the back. We could talk about ways to get you involved, helping you make connections, and finding your fit. Also just wanting to welcome you all back to school and to campus. If it's your first year, welcome as a new monarch, as a part of our SGA family as well. Also just want to share a little housekeeping rules. So for this room, there should be no food and drink. However, we've been a little bit lenient with the waters, but I just ask that you please keep them on the platform, on the little, what's that called, placemat thingy? Or on the floor up under the table, okay? So just be mindful. Absolutely no food though, okay? Thank you.
I wish we could have food in here too, but what can you do? My name is Preston Riley. I'm one of the graduate advisors for SGA this year. Really excited to be working with you all. The main reason I came up here today is really excited to see so many new faces in the back. So shout out to all of you that are coming here for the first time. I would encourage you to stay afterwards, introduce yourself to some of the current senators, ask any questions that you may have, and exec and everyone else. Please be hospitable and welcome some of our new faces in the back. Welcome back to campus, and hope your fall semester is going off well.
I'm Don Stansbury. I serve as an advisor as well, and I'm also the Dean of Students. Three things I wanted to share with you. One is that as you're watching the weather, we are also watching the weather, so you all could perhaps get questions this week. As we know more information about the path of the hurricane, we will let students know. At this point, it's still really unpredictable in terms of the modeling that's happening, but I did want to let you know that because as the week goes on, I think that students will ask more questions. Will we evacuate? Will we close? So as soon as we know, we will make that decision as far enough in advance so the students can travel and we can make those arrangements, both for our on-campus and our off-campus students. The other thing I would share with you is that, did anyone see the news today and the legislation that was introduced? Yeah. Correct, okay. So the DACA bill from the executive order from the president, clarification on that. So we do have students that applies to, so we will be working with those students. I would just ask that if you hear of those students that are concerned about what's happening, or if there are resources that they need, let them know that the university is concerned about them. We do care about them and their families, and so we'll be reaching out to them. There are some students, I think, that are interested in starting a petition, so maybe that's something that student government wants to get involved with, perhaps legislative affairs. So I'm sure that will come up. It's only a few hours, but we've had some students that have some interest. So I would encourage you to think about what's happening both on campus and off campus, and how can student government be a part of that and support all of our students.
Could you explain what the DACA bill is for everybody?
Yes. So basically, I think in 2012 it was passed. I think, is that right? I have the right year. And anyone jump in as if I get this wrong. 2012 under the Obama administration, and basically it says that anyone that was brought here as a child can stay here. And so there are students that on college campuses, there are folks that are working, that they are protected as immigrants. This I don't know if it's legislation or executive order, what exactly he passed. And it was an executive order? Okay, which is what I thought. Basically, it has 6 months and then it will cease to exist. But during that 6 months, Congress will look at other ways, other legislation that can support folks that qualify this. And it looks like the numbers, or at least the one report I saw, was about 800,000 people are impacted by this. And so, again, we have students on our campus that this is impacting, people in the community, plus people's families, parents, siblings, all of that. And so during now in the 6 months of when this ends, there'll be lots of discussion that happens, but it's causing a lot of anxiety and stress for students and families that have relatives that fall into this category. What does their future look like? And so actually the Latino Student Association was the group that has at least expressed interest at this point in galvanizing, Jamila, so you may want to work with them, and getting students input and getting students involved in this as they send information to your representatives about what you think and whether you agree or disagree. So I just think it's important that not only do we think about our campus, but it's also very important that you watch the news, read the news, whatever news you think is reliable, you can determine that. But lots of things are happening, and so I think it's important for students to also be aware of that, and also for the student government to understand that these decisions impact our students both in positive and negative ways, and there might be a way for student government to be involved with that as well.
Dr. Stanford, do you know how many students are involved, that would be impacted here?
Yeah, great question. So I'll be able to give you that number. So the way that we identify these students, they have to self-disclose that they meet this category. And so I talked with Scott Harrison this afternoon, and we're going to go through Banner. There is a code in Banner that identifies these students, but we don't have the number yet. So once I have the number, I'll send it to your president, and he can share that with you to see what number of students at least self-reported on our campus. And so keeping in mind that they don't tell us, we don't know that because they could have come in through admissions through a different way, but also know that it impacts many family members that may not necessarily be on campus. But we'll at least have some number, and we will specifically reach out to those students and talk about resources and support that's there for them as well.
Thank you. Okay, can you bring up the agenda for me, Senator? Oh, thank you, Senator Jacobs. All right, so are there any the reserve seat report? Did you have a report this week? No, okay. No, those are two members. Okay. Public comments and announcements at this time. Yes, Senator Jacobs.
Hey guys, welcome back. The one thing that I just want to say is please keep the back office clean. It gets over time it's gonna get a little dirty, but I went in there over the summer and there was shirts on the floor and off campus light bulbs and door alarms by the napkins, everything has a specific spot, so just keep it nice and neat because you never know who's gonna come in the office, and we don't want to give our prospective senator or administrator the wrong idea that we aren't organized. So
any more public comments? Yes, Jordan.
Yeah, so I really apologize for not introducing myself. My name is Jordan Smith. I'm the president. I'm going to have the rest of the members of my cabinet that did introduce themselves to you.
Hi, my name is Jamila Wesley. I'm a junior, and I'm the director of legislative affairs and diversity.
I'm Rafia. I'm the director of finance, and I'm a junior.
I'm Mohammed Fidel. I'm the treasurer and I'm a senior.
I'm Isaiah. I'm a junior here. I'm a director of administrative affairs.
That's everybody. Any more public comments or announcements at this time? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So are there any motions on the floor? I'd like to close the meeting.
You have to read the agenda.
You're right, I do, don't I? Would you like to scroll up for it so I can read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, so today we went over the agenda. We met quorum at 12. Our new business included the financial bylaws as well as the rules bill. We inducted Samuel Hammond. We had the president's report, the vice president's report, the treasurer's report, all of the committee's reports as well as the advisor's report, and the reserve seat reports. And then we had public comments and announcements. And now, are there any motions on the floor at this time? Yes, Senator Hope.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that we adjourn.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn this meeting. Is there a second? All right, this meeting is adjourned. All right, so okay, so prospective senators, because we're about to enter a special session, you guys aren't allowed to sit in the back for this. So if you want to wait outside, we're literally just gonna.
Yes, they are.
They can stay here for some. Not executive
I
session.
totally lied, guys. My bad. Okay, so everybody needs to stand up and sit back down so we can start the. All right, Senator Jacobs, can you bring up the new agenda, please? Thanks. Ooh, first meeting, guys. It's still summer. Okay. All right, everyone, so, oh, my bad. Welcome, everyone, to the special session of the Old Dominion University Student Government Association. The time is 3:40. It is Tuesday, September 5th. We're going to get started. So the first order of business is the adoption of the agenda, followed by quorum, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Quorum is 13 right now. Okay, so we're going to do old business, starting with the financial bylaws, and then the rules bill, followed by adjournment. And any motions on the floor at this time? Like to approve? Yeah. Senator Hope.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to approve agenda.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the agenda. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? All right, the agenda's been approved. So we will start with old business. The chief sponsor of the financial bylaw. Please come forward. That's you. Sorry. Are there any questions yet for this bill? No? Okay. So is there a motion on the floor? Senator King.
Was this available for us to review? I just don't feel comfortable with passing someone if everyone hasn't gotten a chance to review it.
So the problem with that was that due to a religious holiday, I couldn't send it out with the agenda this week. Because it wasn't submitted in time because of the religious holiday. So, but because of that, I couldn't be no, I can't submit it. That was the issue. It wasn't. Is the problem? But it was in the Google Drive. So anyone that did look at the rules bill, you would have also seen the financial bylaw bill. Okay, are there any other questions at this time? No.
Point of information?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's point of inquiry. Are they able to no longer fast track it and just move it to second reading status?
Is that possible?
Moving it, fast tracking it is moving to second reading status.
Is there any way to just...
we could table it to next week.
There you go. That's what
Yeah. Okay, so is there a motion on the floor at this time? Yes, Senator Johnson.
I motion to table it until next week.
There's a motion on the floor to table this bill for 1 week. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? Okay, this bill has been tabled. Senator Jacobs, can you please bring up the... Thank you, the rules bill. Okay, are there any questions at the time about this bill? No. Okay, is there any motions on the floor? Senator Jacobs.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to.
There's a motion on the floor to open voting procedure. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? Okay, we are now in voting procedure. All those in favor of this bill, please raise your hand. Nice and high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, with 13 yeas and 0 nays, this bill clearly passes. Yay. Okay. Can you please bring up the agenda for me? Okay, so today we went over the agenda, then we met quorum at 13. Old business, we went over the financial bylaws, which was tabled to next week, and then we went over the rules bill. Is there any motion on the floor at this time? Senator Jacobs.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to adjourn.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? All right, and we are adjourned.